Hi there and welcome or welcome back. My name's Tanya and I'm from Tatty Treasures. If you like crafting and consistency, this is the channel for you. I do a video every single day and a live on a Wednesday. If I can't manage to do a live, I set a video to premiere. So at the minute I'm making, well, one of the things that I'm making is I want to make a large journal with more than one signature. I've only ever at this point done one signature journals. I've done one two signature journal, but it was a totally just papers, no ephemera in it. So the journal that I'm going to be making, I'm thinking size wise it's going to be something like 10 by 8, and I want to make some page strips, and I like these on the sides of the pages. And if you're doing something more pretty, you can obviously put lace on the ends and things like that, but mine's going to be woodlands. And I had this book which identifies the trees and shows you the bark and the full tree and the fruits that it bears and its leaves. And yeah, there was loads of them, so I thought these would actually be perfect for page edges, as decorations, kind of done for us. So what I've done is I've ripped up some papers. I went for music paper because that's normally very tall, so I've inked all those on. Now obviously mine is a bigger book, so these are bigger. I wouldn't make them this size in a normal journal, so obviously if you're doing a normal journal you've probably got more things to choose from size wise. This is some scrapbook paper. It's one of those pads, and it is paper, it's not card. It's one of the colour blocks. I was lucky enough to be sent it from America by Sandra, and it's got all different, well, every colour in there. So I've and it's not textured, but it gives that appearance of texture. So I've ripped some of those up again. I've inked them. I've got some printed vellum strips here, which again I've inked up. I am selling some printed vellum in my Etsy shop, which is Tatty Treasures Shop. If you don't have a printer, this is some wrapping paper. Again, you've got that height. Wallpaper would have been a good thing to use. I have got some wallpaper, but not in the right size. So this is William Morris wrapping paper, which I purchased on Amazon, and it is on my favourites list, and all my links are down below. I've just showed you those, haven't I? Then I've got two different colours of decorators paper, both green, but I think this is what Rita Jensen sent me, and this is mine, this one. So look at the difference in colour and texture. It feels different as well. So I've ripped some of those down, didn't bother inking those. And then I've got some grease proof paper, so that's what I'm going to be decorating with. I've also got this webbing. Again, the lovely Sandra sent me this, and if you are watching, Sandra, I do hope that you're okay. I've not heard from you for a while. You have been on my list of people to message and see how you're doing, but time escapes me. And this is like a camouflagey thing, and I think it was from Hobby Lobby. So I've got that, but I've also had, other things similar to that. So I've had some rolls before from Tapology, and they do them in a couple of different colours. So that's those. I do have a coupon code for Tapeology, which again is in my description. I've also bought it like this, which is called Burlap Deco trim, and I have got mine from Amazon, and I do think that that's on my favourites as well. So that's what I'm using. I've got some glue pages. These are just, oh, that's actually quite nice. These are just pages which, you know, I'm not using for projects. They're, you know, too shiny, or the writing's boring or whatever. I've got my Collal out because it's a nice wet glue, because I'm going to need plenty of glue. Could have used glue stick, but I don't want to today. And I've got the beacon because I'm probably going to need it on the grease proof, and definitely on this deco trim. And I've also got a cup of tea. I forgot I'd got this. I'm not going to be able to tip it for you to see it. It's got all like herbs on it. And oh, I've actually got coffee. I forgot. Beautiful. And yeah, I've got some stain in there. Okay, so I'm just gonna layer them up. Now the green ones are the biggest ones, and then the music is the second biggest one. So I think I'll alternate between that and that. We'll see. These are in a variety. Some of them are a lot thinner than this. I think this is kind of the thickest. I've got some thicker, which I'm going to do some belly bands with another time. So, I mean, to me, these look humongous. These look like belly bands, but I've got to remember, you know, the height of the book. I mean, this is, what's this? This is 9.5 inches. So, you know, these are actually going to be shorter than the book. So, yeah, maybe I just need to think I'm making belly bands, but actually I'm not. Yeah, it's quite a weird size. Now, I have done a couple of those tall, skinny journals, and we've got a couple in the collaboration kits, which are kits created by myself and Nanine. Nanine is the digital artist who actually, you know, creates them. But I take on the creative kind of role, and we have got some skinny journals in our shops, and I have done a couple, but I just made them up, kind of the kit. I haven't actually as yet made ephemera for them. Now they're really skinny and really tall. In fact, I've got one here ready made, which I have started putting a few things in. I've not done this on screen yet. See, that's from the kit. So obviously, you know, you've got to make things that are a lot taller but a lot slimmer. So I think that's going to be quite a fun thing. I guess it's the same as when you're doing small, you know, the tiny things. So I could offset, I like that. Let's, I want that pretty long. Let's cut that. I might cut it in half because I don't think I need the thickness. This is quite thick stuff. I don't know what other people use it for. I don't know what it was created for, kind of thing. Maybe it was created for this. I don't know. Yeah, but there seems a lot of that kind of trim about. So I'm just gonna put the fabric tack down there, and hopefully, you know, we can make them, even though I'm using the same things, just change them up a bit. And I probably won't use all these in one book. I'm not sure. But if I don't, then let's rip that down a bit. I may be able to cut the top and the bottom off and use them as belly bands. Or what I did think is I could back them and they could end up being bookmarks. Or I could just save them and do another tour journal. We shall see. Yeah, that's nice. Still wants to be in. Wish I'd have brought the music over. I'll remember that for the next one. Yeah, I think that's all I want. I don't know if I want some vellum. I think it's got enough of... Oh, no, I've put that there long. No, I'm just going to go with this. There's enough stuff on there. And I'm using some labels, which are a freebie. And I do believe they're on my Buy Me a Coffee. The reason I don't know if they come from there is there's monthly freebies on Patreon, my Patreon, and on Buy Me a Coffee. So I forget, you know, which I've put where. But yeah, you can go on there and grab the freebies. It's quite a lot now. We've been doing the freebies for about 2 years. So, and they're the labels, and these are printed at 2 to a page. So they're about half the size of the way that they've been created. And obviously you could do them 4 to a page as well if you wanted them even smaller. Maybe I could have got away with actually using the one to a page. So that is one of them. And I can always stick it down 3 sides, still put it on the edge of the page, but actually use it as a tuck for a large card. So we shall see. I'm hoping that by the time I get on to actually doing the journal, that I can get to my sewing machine, because I've not been sewing for a while. I want everything going that side, don't I? Oh, do I? No, I'm going to want them half and half, aren't I? For it, yeah. I tend to put everything on that side. But yes, I'll have to remember to do half and half. Yes, I've not been sewing projects because I just can't get to my machine. But I'm slowly getting there. So I think on this one I'm going to have the vellum instead of the trim. That's nice. Yeah, and I can easily cut these down if they're too big. Look at that brown, I like that. So I'm going to glue down this side. Oh, I thought the metal tip had come off. Like so. Because I think if I do sew them, I'll just sew around the actual paper instead of around there. And then that'll give me the option to be able to cut them down if I need to use them for something else if I've just sewn around there. If I go around there, I'm going to have to cut the top and bottom stitching off. Oh, I like that one. Do I want a bit of this, seeing as it's just hanging about? That's and I love to do clusters anything, you know, clusterish in that way, that I'm sticking the things to the back of it. I think with collage, clusters, that kind of thing, you just have to do what works for you. Wouldn't say I've got an actual technique. If you ask me, you know, what my technique was, I don't think I'd be able to say, but I have noticed that I do that a lot. So that must be my technique. Doesn't matter what it says, does it? Let's have that there. So yeah, they're not going to look, you know, very different, but obviously I want that cohesive look. So yeah, I think they're going to be super. Right, we'll do a couple more, then I think I will. Oh, let's have a William Morris on. I think, yeah, we'll do a couple more. I will pause and finish them off. And I don't know how many I'm making. I'm just kind of, I suppose if the green is the bottom layer, I'm going until the green's gone. And then whatever's left, I'm going to be doing some clusters another day. So these things will get used up in them. So there'll still be things, you know, in them, what are in these. So, and then I think if you've got those running through your journal, it just gives it a nice cohesive look. If that's the you know, the type of journal that you're going for. If you're doing, oh, that's nice. If you're doing something more random, you won't want that cohesive look. Yeah, I'm going to stick that on there. Let's stick that down actually. Yep. See how that sticks, because it's kind of shiny on shiny. Okay. Upside down, no. Must straight. Let's move that out of the way. It's making me not be able to see properly. Well, not be able to see if I'm straight. Right. Do you want some of the vellum? Yes, I think so. So isn't that funny, the glue that I got out, I'm not using so much. I've gone back to using the art glitter. But it does take some time to get, you know, all around your surface with it. Yeah, I like that. And that could go on either side, because it's so that. Oh, evergreen tree. I know it's, no, that's not an evergreen. So that plate 34. A little bit there. Oh, just gotta, I think my hair's tickling my face. Just felt like something crawling down my face, but it was my hair. Yeah, lovely. Oh, I'm excited to see, you know, how this journal evolves. I'm very excited about it, which is good, because it's going to be a big one, and I guess it's going to take some time. So yeah, it's very good that I'm excited at the beginning. I think this is the third video. I mean, luckily we don't have to make that much for it, because I'd already been making things for woodlands. So, but you know, there's still some things that I need. Going middle again, aren't I? Let's offset it. I'm not very good at things not being central. And it, you know, it's funny because I'm not a measurer, I'm not, you know, when I'm matting things and things like that, it doesn't bother me. I like the kind of imperfections, but then on other things, you know, I do want them straight. So I suppose everything's just personal preference. I wish I could be a little bit more random, but you know, your style's your style, isn't it? And that's it, I suppose. You can, you know, go through the motions of doing it another way, but I think you soon go back to what comes natural. Yeah, I like that. Let's pop that down then. Oh, I'll have to put some more of that material on. Don't want to do too many with that netting because it is rather thick. Not, you know, not excessively, but if they all had it, the ends of the pages would be quite chunky. But I suppose that will level it out because, you know, most of your stuff's obviously that side. So yeah, it might actually be a good thing. I don't want wildflower. Let's have this date. I'm gonna go there. Okay. How many have we done? I think I'll do one more and then I'll pause because it'd be nice to get the belly bands in the same video because, you know, they're very similar. I think they are going to be about the same, really. Yeah, I might have to think about how I can make them a little bit different because I'm still using these strips. Right, I'm going to put that there. Okay, let's use this one. This is a good way to use this music paper as well. This book is very fragile. It wouldn't be no good to use as a page. I've got some music paper which I'm going to be using for a page, but it's from a different book and that's not. This kind of snaps. If I try and rip it, it just snaps apart. Hopefully I've put enough on there. Oh, see, they are really tiny. So I'm going to want more. Oh, no, it hasn't. I don't want to put too much on because it leaves that shiny residue. But obviously I need enough on to stick it. Right, let's pop it at the top. I think it just needs 5 minutes to join. Okay, so let's stick this on. Like so. I might even use some of that. Yeah, I like that. Let's pop put that on. So I'm going to stick this on with the Fabri-Tac 3-in-1. I think I need to get my pen and stop it a little bit. It's not gone gunky. It's there's definitely something, some glue, you know, stuck in it. That's it, it's coming out a bit better now. I don't tend to use it very often. Okay, go back to the collal. Lovely. And that's gunked up now. Keep forgetting to put my pin in. It's a bit annoying having to keep putting it in and out. Okay, I'm just gonna catch that. Okay, that's that one. So I shall get on and do the rest. Really ought to learn how to speed the camera up, because I could just do it in a mode that I'm, you know, still filming, but to me these are looking like belly bands. But yeah, I think it is just the size. It's you know, not used to using that size. Okay, how many more greens have I got? Because obviously that determines how many I did. Oh, 3. So I'm still going to be left with loads of strips. But yeah, I might do some more page edges and pick totally different stuff just to get a different look. So they can. Oh, let's have that blossom one. That's a bit more wintry, isn't it? I mean, some of them, like those, I might just save until later on in the year when I, you know, make the BlueBell Wood kit a bit more wintry, autumny looking. Okay, I'm going to use that one. So there's the 3 that I'm going to use. So the other ones, what I was planning on doing, Bellybands, are, I mean, that's the thinnest of those, so they're quite a bit thicker. Actually, I've thought of something, so yeah, we can make them look a little bit different. Okay, so I'll be back in a tick. Okay, so I finished them, and I'm thinking I've got some of these tea-stained envelopes, what I did last week when the sun was shining. Unfortunately, the sun isn't shining anymore. It's done nothing but rain the past few days. I'm thinking of using those. I don't think I'll have enough. Let's have a look. 2, 3, let's pick the thickest. 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 8 altogether. So I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I'd got enough. Okay, so and then I can open the envelope up either at the side or the top. Plus we'll have a band, and plus we could stick it down 3 ways and have it like that, or we could stick it down at the top and bottom and have a big band, a little band, and a pocket through. So I've managed to stain 3 of these pages. I just ran out this morning. So I've got one of those rotary lines, and I just ran out, clipped them 3 on the line, sprayed them, waited 10 minutes, turned them over and sprayed the other side, and it just was about dry before the rain came. So, but I thought at least now I've got one page. I think they will be cut down a tiny bit, but not loads. So yeah, they're gonna look really nice. And like I say, if I decide to use them on the page, that's fine, and I can use them there. And you know, as I come to use them, I could tear around, like I say, if I just sew that bit. So that's those. So I would, yeah, so you could actually use that as a band and put a nice thing on. So that's what I'm going to do, and I really do fancy it being a top opener, thinking if we're going to go that way, we don't want that open as well, it'll catch. So I'm going to open the tops on. So let's start by sealing them up, and I'm just going to follow where the glue line was, so I don't, you know, get any glue on the inside of the envelope with wanting to use them. Oh, I'm glad I've got a page out now. It'll give me a better understanding of how things are going to work. I think if you watch my vellum series, I did some like squarish type clusters, which was that kind of size, just for page decoration, not as a pocket or anything. So I think these would look really nice on a couple of these pages. So I might make some of those as well. Like I say, whatever doesn't get used, I'm always doing woodland and, you know, nature and botanical, and obviously trees fit into all of those categories. You can be doing a bird one and put trees in. You can be doing a garden one, put trees in. Yeah, so it's not like they're not going to get used. And if I end up with far too many left over after the project, I always group them up. I normally sell things in either a set of 10 things or 20 things. And normally I put 1 or 2 in, you know, every so often into the shop. I don't sell as much ephemera as I used to, because I'm making more journals now, where at the start I was, you know, making a lot more ephemera and bypassing the making journals. But yeah, it's kind of turned around a bit now. So I've never normally got that many things left over, and because, you know, I do the same kind of themes, there's always another time to get them used. It's just sometimes storing them. Sometimes I have to get rid of so many just to store them. And I do send have Patreon level. Did I change that paper? I did. On Patreon, that is for Happy Mail. So, you know, I use some of the things to send for Happy Mail as well. And we have lots of giveaways. There's always a monthly Patreon giveaway, a monthly postcard challenge giveaway, and every 3 months I do a buy me a coffee freebie, you know, giveaway. And I prefer doing it on you know, the Facebook group, Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee, because it's then, you know, the people that actually watch you, instead of you know, typing in giveaway, freebie, competition, I've hit so many subscribers kind of thing. You know, I used to do all my giveaways on YouTube, but you'd get that many people who you didn't know who they was. I mean, they may have watched, they may not have, just, you know, not commented, which is fine. I think I'm going to stencil the backs of these. Now, these all do want backing because they're just, you know, book page. So I will go off camera and back them all and get them cut out and inked around. So I will be using those labels on. So if we stencil, well, let's just stencil one on camera, and then I'll do everything and come back. So what do I want? I think I'm going to go with, I've got 2 greens. I've got, oh, I think I've only got one actually. Yeah, I've got one. I've got, my other green is a spray. So let's see what stencils we've got. I've got the leaf one. Is that too obvious? I don't know. I don't think I care. And then I think I'll do a little bit of script stamping as well. So we want a brush, and I just use these makeup brushes, which I had from Amazon, and yeah, they should be in my favourites. And obviously, you know, you're all familiar with the Distress Oxide. This is Rustic Wilderness. This is a Tim Holtz stamp. I'm not sure what set it came with. I've kind of mixed all mine up now. I did keep them all separate for so long, and which is lovely when they're new, but it makes it, I think, a little bit more awkward to use. So I'm not sure which one that came from, and I did actually buy it on a D-stash. Some of you in the UK may know Splattered Inky, who had an Etsy shop. So we used to get all our, what do we used to get from there? Seam binding and lace and things like that. And yeah, she's closed a shop. I think she's going in a different direction. I'm not sure what she's doing. And she was selling off all her craft stuff. So I did have, I think I ended up having 3 orders from her. I thought I should be, you know, have some of that Tim Holtz why it's available, and most of it was, you know, nearly new, if not new. So it was a nice bargain. Okay, so that adds up. Let's just in fact, let's just make one, and then I can end the video, can't I? And I'll just do the rest offline, because, you know, they're obviously going to be similar. Now I'm just thinking what to back them with, because I don't want to back them with, you know, good card. So that would be a waste. I don't know if I've got any like scraps. I've got loads of packaging, and I suppose it doesn't matter if they're thick, because they're not going to be that thick, and it's a pretty flat piece. So I might use up some of this packaging. Let's have a look. So obviously we've got that crease now in the middle. I should have got one of the bigger ones. Oh, it doesn't matter, you're not going to see it, are you? Yeah, so I can probably get a couple on there. Yeah, so I'll just stick these 4 down, and I'll just cut one out. That'll use some of those. A lot of the times I recycle these envelopes, either by you know, using it for packaging for my Etsy shop, or backing things. Journal covers, and all that jazz. And I've not been ordering as much. Sometimes you have them crazy times, don't you, when, or sometimes you've just run out of everything. I mean, I go through paper and ink and vellum, glue. What else do I order a lot of? Did used to order loads of different envelopes and stuff like that, but now, you know, I've got a good selection. But yeah, just your basics. I do get through quite a bit. And you know, when I started, I'd not been a crafter. I'd been a crafter in my head all my life. But yeah, I just never had the time to what's the word I'm thinking, to explore it. You know, I've always loved colour, texture, paper, and that kind of thing. But yeah, I just never had the time to explore that avenue. I don't suppose it matters that that's going to be on, does it? As long as it's not bumpy. So I'm going to glue all these on, because then I can just pop them to the side and they can stick down while I'm finishing off. So yes, I guess when you're doing different size things, you've kind of, it is totally different. Because if I'd have used a big envelope like I'm going to on just a regular size journal, yes, it would have fitted, but I wouldn't really have had the option to use the top as the pocket. I would have, you know, gone with the side. So it does, yeah, you do have to think about the different options a little bit more. And obviously, you know, if you're doing something smaller, the same would go. So yeah, when, you know, I obviously had no anything. I didn't have no room. So yeah, at one time, you know, Amazon would be here most days, and I got overrun with packaging. But now I just kind of get enough to keep me going. So I'm going to go with this one just because it's on the edge. I'm obviously going to be using them all at some point. And I think I'm getting ready for new glasses. I really want to spend some time cleaning them. The thing is, I'm always popping them on my head. So obviously, you know, your natural oils from your hair, and then, you know, you're putting your fingers on them as you're putting them on your head and taking them off, especially when you have that moment of, where's my glasses? And you're going like that on your head. Oh, they're on my head. And, you know, obviously I've normally got ink or glue or something on my fingers, or you're cooking, or so yeah, when I you know, look up into the light with them, you can see that they're quite grungy. And I think when I clean them, I don't clean them very well. You know, polish them up. So I don't know if to have that right at the bottom and put a divot in there. So I'm just gonna fold it there, look, and I've got a nice crease there. What I can see, I'm not gonna go with a extremely big one. This is just an inch one, but I'll go quite low down. So I'm going to ink there, ink there. I wonder if I've got any ink. Yeah, that's it. So I don't want anything else on the back of there because obviously I think that, yeah, obviously a card's going to be going in and out of this, so I don't want it catching on anything. Let's just centre it up. I like the cloud because it's a nice slippy glue, very similar to Fabri-Tac, and it does stick on Fabri-Tac, sorry, fabric, but yeah, it just takes a bit more of a moment, so especially on film. I don't think that's very straight, which obviously because I'm putting it straight is making it look really wonky. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so that's that. Yeah, it definitely needed the stenciling, didn't it? But obviously we'll have a card there and something behind it and something, you know, coming out of the top, so it won't look, you know, as plain as it does at the minute. So we'll just pop that on. I'm sure of it. Ink them all. And that's that one. Okay, so I shall sit this afternoon and get the others finished. I'm going to do them exactly the same. If I do stay around here, I possibly might go all the way round, which would make for a slimmer card inside, but I think that bit of stitching would look nice. It would have been nice to sew around there, then stick it down, but sometimes, you know, you've just got to do it the way you need to do it at that time. So yeah, I've got a nice belly band there, top pocket, and then through the side. So I'll have, did I say 8 of those or 7, whatever, and that'll use those strips up. So can I make anything else before I go? Oh, let's have a look at the, I don't think we had a flick through of all the side ones, which again, I mean, they'd be too big for this, but you know, you could obviously use them on something else. So I think just making some, you know, wideish strips, you can turn them into lots of different things. Yeah, I think that's it. I want to do some clusters with these for the journal. I was going to do these as a digital, but I spoke to Lorna at Tailor Made Journals, and yeah, she said that these ones I couldn't because of the date and what have you. So unfortunately I can't make a digital. It would have been lovely, because I was going to do a collage board and then, you know, dot these about, and then I was going to make it into clusters. So I will still do that, but obviously it won't be a digital. So yeah, we're going to do that another time. And then I said about some square bigger, which I'm going to do on vellum, because I really liked the way that they looked. And I've got all this left from those strips, so I can obviously use those for the clusters. So I'm going to put this in my scrap, so it'll save me ripping up and inking next time. Obviously I'll still have some of those left once I've done those envelope pockets, and I've got some more that I can cut out. So that will be the next couple of videos. And yeah, I still feel like I'm going to need to make some more pockets. Oh, we have got another video to do on strips. I've got some strips that go that way. so I'm going to make these into pockets. I was going to do that this video, but obviously time has got away. We have made 2 different things, so I'm going to keep those together so I know that they're the next couple of videos, and I'll get some printed vellum sorted. And I'm still going to have these thin ones, so if I think of something else, I mean, these will probably be okay, just stuck on the edge of the page. They don't all have to be, where's that? Yeah, I'm going to say they could just go at the edge of the page. So I think I'm going to put those in with those other strips, and you know, then they could go at the edge, or they could go at that edge, or they could go at the side of something, and they're all inked up, ready to go. So I think I'm going to put those in kind of finished ephemera. Our box is starting to chunk up. We did the frames last time, and then before that we used all the kit stuff and kind of, you know, put us own individuality onto them. And then whatever else is in here, I have done on camera in either other series or earlier on in the BlueBell Woods. Some of it I've done on the live Wednesday videos, because I go through a box of like packaging and all the rest of it, and I just decorate it up with whatever project I've kind of got going at the time. So I end up with some quite original looking ephemera, because you're just using odds and ends. I best leave that there because I'm going to be stenciling, aren't I? Right, I'm going because I'm on waffle mode and I could sit here all day and yeah, keep changing the subject and just carry on talking. So I do need to keep that out. So I'm going to have a quick tidy, just keep out what I need, and finish them off. And then I've got the live tonight. You'll obviously see this whenever the video comes up, so it might not be a Wednesday, Tuesday, whenever, when you see this video. So don't think that I've got a live tonight. The lives are on a Wednesday. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that, you know, you've seen something that you may want to try or put your own spin on it, or, you know, it's made you think of something. It might not even be anything to do with this project. Sometimes you just see something and it sets those wheels off, doesn't it? So yes, thank you so much. If you're not a member of the Facebook group, and it'd be nice to have you over there. If you definitely, you know, if you want to share your photos, we always love to see what people are up to. And yeah, I'm always on there putting, you know, updates and this, that and the other. And like I say, all my links are in the description. So if you're still here at this point, you are definitely a super fan. And yeah, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you watching these videos. So I'm going. Bye for now.